So let's create a new text layer. EchoEffect. I want to move it to the center. Let's check the anchor point. This is fine for me. At first, I want to see how echo works. So echo is one of the effects that I'm going to apply on that. Let's say I want to have 5 copies of that. This is good, but I still cannot see the actual result that I have to see. In order to be able to see the result, let's animate the position of my text. So, do you see? Now it started to appear there. Now I copy this first keyframe, paste it in the last one so it goes back and forth. So if you do not move your layer, you probably won't be able to see the result of your echo effect. This one shows you the delay after your movement, how much delay you want to see the echo. This is the number of echoes. I can make it 3 to have less echo of that. And this is the important part. For echo operator, you have to choose composite in front. And also you have to decrease the decay. So for example, your third echo would have less opacity in comparison to your first echo. So now I can see the result. And the echo operator that I changed to this one, it is putting my layer, which is this text layer, in front of my echo. So I put the composition in front of the result of this effect. And in order to be able to see that better, it is good to add drop shadow, drop shadow on top of this layer. And the thing is that the sequence of the of your effects matters. So if I put the echo and after that I put the drop shadow, it would apply the drop shadow after it applies the echo. And if I put it behind that, at first it applies the drop shadow and after that it applies the echo. So I want to apply the effect of drop shadow to make more visually more contrast between my text and also the echoes that is happening behind that. So now you can see that between my text and the echo behind that, there is a shadow between them. That's why I added the shadow there. Is that clear? Is there any question here? So now whatever I'm doing, you already know all the tools. I just want you to see that when we just start to add these tools together and we start to play with different attributes, how we can get even different and more amazing results from that. So I want to create new text layer. In order to add variety to that, I would change the font of and also the size of each of these layers, each of these letters to make it more interesting. Let's say this one. For I want to use capital I. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just playing with different attributes I have here and also different tools here. Motion. Let's choose, I don't know, this one. And for text, I choose this one. For X, I would choose this one. For T, this one. For this T, this one. And let's make it bigger, and let's make this smaller. Now you can see that just by changing the font and the size of each letter separately, I got this variety in my text. Now let's apply turbulence. Turbulent displacement on top of that. And the amount is fine. For size, I want to make it 500. And the evolution is the attribute I want to animate. So I go to the first frame, create a keyframe there. I go to second one, rotate my evolution for one full cycle, and I go back there. I create another keyframe and put it back on 0. Now this is the first result. Now let's duplicate this layer. For the bottom one, I want to get rid of my first word. And for the for the top one, I want to get rid of the second word. Now I have 2 layers that they have the same effect. I just did that in a lazy way. And let's change the color of this one to something like that. Now this is the result. Exactly. Now what I want to do is I want to apply echo effect on both of them. So the best way of doing that, and this is one of the reasons why we have different composition in After Effects, is we can create another composition in After Effects, and I can import which one was that? And I can import my previous composition inside that. Now I can apply echo effect on this composition. So technically I am applying echo effect on both of them at the same time. Let's make it 4, make it -1, We learned that we have to decrease the decay, we have to put it on composite in front, and we have to animate the position. And you don't have to animate the position because already you have a this motion animation inside that. It is doing the job. So everything I just did now, you already knew all the steps. I just combined them in a way that looks more interesting. So this is the way I want you to make your animation for this assignment. Do not stick with the basics. You know the basic tools, you just have to combine them with each other to make the more interesting result. Is that clear? Now, we didn't talk about importing Photoshop file. Okay. So let's say I have a Photoshop file that I have some images inside, and I want to import that to my After Effects. This is layer 1. This is layer 2. Save as. We have to choose correct name. Let's say numbers. And I want to save that in download. Definitely we have to choose correct names also for our layer number 1, because however we choose our name here, we will see that in the After Effects later. Number 2, and we can keep the background. I save that. Now I want to import that to my project. What's the first step?
Composition.
New composition? Okay. And what did you say? Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, you have to do file import.
Right click. Any other ideas before that?
You also like drag it.
Okay, let's drag. I couldn't hear you.
That was me mumbling.
Okay. You can say that loud, that's fine. And the correct way of importing that is by default it's on footage. You have to choose composition, retain layer, and editable layer size. Otherwise, if you choose any other format, it will combine all of your layers together, or it will do something else. So after you import that, automatically it creates a composition out of that for you. So if I double click on that, you can see that all of my layers, they are there. And I can animate them. But we missed one step before that. It is not visible there, but it will bother us later.
For assets.
Exactly. Because it is one of our assets. And I just download and save that in my download folder. Definitely before that, I have to bring that to my asset. We can fix that later, but we don't want to face the issue. So I copy that. I go to the assets. I place it. Now I have to import that. Again, by default, it's on footage. You have to choose composition, retain layer size, and editable layer size. Now it's there. It creates a composition out of that by default. I double click on that. I can find my layers. I can grab my layers, press Ctrl C to copy them. Go to one of my comps, press Ctrl V. Now I can put them wherever I want and use them. So if you have any different layers of image, this is the way, and you have them through Photoshop, this is the way you have to import that. Any question about that? And the last part is let's create a new text layer. Let's put it on the correct place. We learned that we can add we can change it to shape. We can go to add and, for example, add trim path to that or repeater to that. But there is in the effects, in the library of the effects, in the After Effects, there are some prepared animation just for text. If I go to the effects preset, animation presets, there should be sound shape, let's see. No. If I can find that. Oh, text. Nope. It's not that. Where was that? No. Oh, it's in text. Okay. So you have to go to text. I will show that to you later. I cannot find it because I never use that. They are awful. But you should know they are there. I should not use them.